Shrikant Sundarajan, also known as Doctor, is an innovator, entrepreneur, professor, and investor. He has built companies, taught future leaders, and invested in some of the most exciting startups in the country. Basically, if you have ever thought of about starting something new, Doctor has probably already done it twice and advised three other people on how to do it better. Please welcome Dr. Shrikant Sundarajan.
And joining him, our final speaker calls himself a startup farmer. And trust me, it's not just a catchy title. He has nurtured over 33 startups, led 65 plus funding rounds, and served on more than a dozen boards. One of his early bets, Unifor, became a unicorn, giving him a return that would make even Warren Buffett smile. He's also the author of Back to Bharat, a book that as thought-provoking as it's timely. Please welcome Nagaraja Prakasam.
Great, thanks everyone. This is the last session, yeah? Okay, you're ready for the party next. So,
That's right.
yeah, so we have to engage them, Doc.
Yeah.
So I have a Doc from Back to the Future,
Just
yeah?
call everyone in,
Yes, yeah.
because otherwise they'll keep on
Yeah,
standing.
yeah, there is some. Also, in this amazing book, the IITM Nexus, he's also part of the, Nexus, but he has not written about himself. So we're going to talk about his journey as well, a little bit, and then go deeper on this book. There are amazing 16 stories. The book is available down. Very, very nicely written. That's what I was asking Doc about this, your journey. Yeah, you mentioned about the typical IIT, US, a couple of companies, and any name you look at some of the names, right? Cognizant. He was CTO there. HCL. I just came to know that he was CTO in HCL as well. And then Persistent Communications. He was a COO. Multiple companies. Venture is one of the very oldest fund in the country. Has done a fantastic thing. One company from Hyderabad, 24-letter mantra, is supported by Venturies many years back. So like this, the multiple hats. Just quickly, Doc, about, for some of the people, how many are entrepreneurs here? Okay, great. So any tips for them? Because they look at from this IIT and then say that, is it only for IIT people entrepreneurship is possible, or anyone else can do that as well?
I think anyone can do that. Basically, entrepreneurship is a flame. It can be lit in IIT, it can be lit in ICFI, it can be lit at home, but you have to have that passion. Somewhere you have to figure out how to connect the dots, not give up, and keep moving on. So I believe all of you can be an entrepreneur.
Awesome.
If
Great.
you really
Yes, that's a great story. And on that as well, no, people feel that when you go to IIT, I'm sure with that chapa, you are probably put on a helicopter and dropped on top of the Himalayas, yeah? But you mentioned that you had troubles, you have challenges, and what is one thing kept you going? That's what entrepreneurs need to know, because someday they'll give excuse, oh no, he went to IIT, that is why he's successful. But reading the book and talking to you as well, that is just one element of it. It is not that all. So can you just share some stories, Doc?
So the interesting thing about IIT is you actually put in a fish tank. Why are you put in a fish tank? Because in school, if you were always in the top 5, you were in the top 5. In IIT, you're a sigma of all schools in the top 5.
Right, yes.
So suddenly, those ranks don't matter because everyone around you is very smart and bright. What matters is what are you going to make use of those 4 or 5 years, right? In our time, it was 5 years. And there was no internet. There was very minimal TV. Most of it was yakking, spending time. So that helped us a lot in terms of actually bonding. There was lots to do outside the classroom. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So what do I say? There are about 4 things that one should look at, right? The first thing, when you want to be an entrepreneur, make sure that you have some plans, some passion. Keep writing things down in terms of where you want to go. Whatever you learn in classrooms is good, a degree is good, but that's not it. The second thing is you have to constantly keep learning.
Yeah.
Because the world is changing and much more rapidly today than say 20, 30 years ago, right? Because we have the luxury of time. I mean, when both Naga and I.
Yeah.
So 2 things, right? One is a plan, one is constantly learning, Third thing is have core values. Okay? A lot of people lose that. They want to make money very quickly. They want to be entrepreneurs very quickly. Nothing happens quickly.
Yeah.
All the three companies that I have done personally have been 10 plus year long journeys. I was lucky in one, which happened in two, but I'm lucky, I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mostly they're long
So
journeys.
this is
right?
serial entrepreneurs telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fourth thing is when you take money or when you get people involved, right? Don't think you are the head honcho. Make sure you have a team. Make sure you build a culture. That is what's going to help you. Because my first startup, even today,
Yeah.
after 35 years, they still meet up today. If I am not there, they'll put the photographs of all of us, right? So that's very important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like you remember your old profs, you remember a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I will remember Naga forever now, because we are good friends, now become even closer. These things never go away. That is a huge impact. And why are you an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
You should keep asking that question 5 times. And the answer should be the same.
That's a good one. Yes.
If the answer is 5 different things to 5 different whys, that means you're not too sure.
Yeah. That's right. Awesome. Fantastic takeaway from that. Just write it down, right? 5 answers. If it is same, awesome, you're on the right track. If it's a different answer, we have a problem. You can call the doc. So the point also, I think some of the students are there from ICFI and Jain University also, I saw. The point what he mentioned about is just going in is one part. But after that, what are you doing in the next 2 years, 4 years? Outside the thing. That is what I've seen in the book as well, that everybody, all the 16 stories, right? All the stories talks about the the hostel and the games they're playing and the jam. Can you talk about the jam? What is the jam, Doc?
So Jam in our time was something called Just a Minute. Okay? And it used to be a competition where in just a minute you have to summarize what you're talking about and the other side should guess. So sometimes it could be dumb charades, but just a minute was how do you organize your thoughts all in 1 minute? And if it's very precisely done, it's a very good quality. Now if I ask you, you say, who wants to be an entrepreneur here? Just raise. Okay, I'm going to pick the gentleman in the zebra shirt. Okay, what do you want to do?
Hello. Yeah, so very good evening. My name is Mr. Krish Chakrabarti. So currently I'm been working as a head of corporate communication and PR in one of the e-learning company near the high-tech city. So according to me, entrepreneurship means we need to do something innovatively that helps not only to me, even through me, at least some other persons also get benefited, and we can create something more to draw the attention towards others, rather than others towards me, so that at least they can differentiate me, that what exactly the person is doing, why he is doing, why he is different from others.
Okay, so my question was slightly different. I said,
Yeah,
what do you want to do as an entrepreneur?
As an entrepreneur, I just want to create a number of jobs along with innovative ideas.
Now I'll ask you again, what do you really want to do as an entrepreneur?
To become a CEO or a kind of own boss of my company.
Own boss. Yeah.
Okay, so you already answered 2 whys very differently.
Yeah.
One is you want to create jobs.
Right.
Another, you want to be a CEO.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay? So I would urge you, I'm not going to ask you the other 3 times why, because it'll become too boring.
Right.
Be very, very clear.
Yeah.
You're in corporate communication?
Yes.
Do you want to do something innovative in corporate communication and build your own corporate communication
Yeah.
next generation thing? I'm just
Exactly.
guessing.
Yes.
That should be your first answer, and it should be consistent. As part of that, you have derivatives. The derivative is you will employ people,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And you maybe not be CEO. Why should you be the CEO? A lot of people make that mistake. Sometimes someone else is a better CEO than you.
Yes.
Like when we did Persistent Systems, Anand was a CEO, I was COO and CTO. So we had to balance each other. So you can't do everything. That's why the team is important.
That's true.
Yeah. Awesome. Right. So this is the part about the entrepreneurship one. The second is that there is 16 stories. Each one is from different backgrounds. You have seen that from village, and someone never heard about the JE, They said, somebody said apply and then came in. And they went all from Rajasthan, someplace, Kota, here one person came. Somebody came from Navalgarh. So these are all tiny, tiny places. That also gives an opportunity for you to start looking at it is not this metro story alone, right? Everyone with a different kind of a background. But what they've done after they went in, that's what important. So this is where I've seen that it is not, and I like the style as well. It's very narrative that each one is talking like 4 pages, their story in their own terms, and very candidly. If you look at that, a lot of them talked about the challenges they had. They said, I'm an IIT, that's all, but I have no idea what I want to do, what I want to become, what are the subject that I was doing. They just merely passed and then they went to the job. Then all of them had this one question, which seems to be that, what am I doing with my life? Is it this IIT phenomena, or is it happening during the 4 years? Or you guys do some kind of a self-soul searching during the 4 years? Because everyone almost asks the same question.
Yeah, actually, it's a very interesting thing. I think over the decades, this book actually covers entrepreneurs from the 1970s, 1980s, which is me, a few of us, 1990s, 2000 and 2010. If you look at the 16 stories there. Mine is a 17th story, but it's actually, I'm the author, so it doesn't show up. So in the 70s and 80s, we were quite naive. We really didn't know what was happening, and we were also brainwashed. What happens when you go to IIT, the very first day, you get ragged by your seniors and all. They say like, I mean, you're useless guys. Then the next day, the professors call and say, you're the cream of the cream. Okay? Now you got 2 different things. So the senior actually had a way of pulling you down gently, saying, boss, get grounded. You have to finish your 5 years. You may or may not learn everything. Okay? But one thing you'll know, that people around you, at least your classmates, are really smart, which was true. And we learned a lot from our seniors, much more from our seniors than from our professors in those days. These days it's slightly better because the professors are also very young. They also interact a lot more, and a lot of things we've done at IIT Madras which has actually kind of pushed it. So there's something called Center for Innovation which is set up by students and professors and folks like us. So now the momentum is a lot more. Previously it was a little bit more, I would say stayed. So when did I discover what I want to do? I discovered what I wanted to do when I was doing my PhD. Okay? Because I was just doing random stuff. My dad said, write IAS, I wrote IAS. My granddad said, write JEE, I wrote JEE. Only in the middle of my PhD thesis did I take a step back, and that was in AI, by the way, in 1988 when I got my PhD. I'm talking about 85, 86. I was thinking, let me do something very, very different. And I don't think I want to be a professor to do it. I want to join the industry. That's when it struck me. So let me start building something. So the germ of that idea came when I met people like Bill. Anyone know who Bill Joy is? Here in this room? Anyone know Sun Microsystems? So Bill Joy is one of the founders of Sun Microsystems. Everyone knows Steve Wozniak? Who is he? Founder of Apple, okay? So I had a very, very, very fortunate association with both these people when we were actually, I was at University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Bill Joy was in Berkeley, and Woz was also in Berkeley, and he was at HP. He was the one who recruited me into HP Labs, but he started Apple. He said, come join Apple, I didn't. So if you look at that environment then, and then another friend of mine called me to work on something called Mosaic. You know what Mosaic is? Anyone knows Mosaic? You know Mosaic?
Yeah.
So Mosaic was the first browser
Yeah.
in University of Illinois, and the very first HTML parser, everyone takes HTML for granted now, was written by us as grad students, as part of the NCSA at University of Illinois. That became Netscape,
Yeah.
and from Netscape you have Chrome, you have Internet Explorer, whatever variants are there, right? When you're in that rarefied atmosphere and people are very humble and they're teaching you stuff, that is when that thing started to go off. The beauty of today is in all campuses, this is happening. So you don't have to be in that environment.
No.
So it took a long time for me to discover, what is it, like 5 years of IIT, another 2.5 years of PhD before I said the bell went off, right? I was working on interesting things.
Yeah.
Today it can happen in as short a period as 2 years.
Yeah.
And the university support it.
Okay. So that is an opportunity, I think, many of the students here has a potential. What are you doing with your 2 years? Right? So that what I've seen is about everyone after they went in, they were just on lot of, earning for knowledge. They were doing on their own, right? Many of these clubs, what he was talking about, Center for Innovation, you see that they've taken audacious goal about, I'm going to build robotics, I'm going to compete with somebody in US, right? Where the professor, said, okay, go do it. So that freedom was given. But the challenge also came from the students, right? I'm going to many of these colleges now. All I hear is excuses, right? So there is one college I was there, the students were asking about, I said, work probably goes intern to a startup and all. How much they're going to pay, right? Immediately they just want to see the payment part. They're not looking at what I'm going to learn from them, right? So this is about the learning time. So this 4 years I've seen that everyone was hell-bent on learning, not from the pressure from the academics, but on their own as well. And that is what helped them as well. And they've not started, many of them not started immediately after. So look at that, they went deeper as well. They have not stopped again that I get a job, I'll settle in life. Many of them went on masters and PhD levels. Like Desh was talking about, he says that one day his father, somebody told it to his father that something called JEE is there. So he wrote and he got it. And he has no clue what he was doing. And Deshpande is one of the well-respected celebrity today, but the way they candidly talking in the book, was a learning for all of you.
Yeah.
Because,
and all of these folks in this book are still very humble. They're still approachable.
Correct.
They still want to contribute.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those characteristics should be there in you as an entrepreneur, because if you don't have that, you'll never be able to attract employees.
Absolutely.
You'll never be able to build culture. You'll never be able to give back to society. As you were saying, you're actually a Bengali gentleman. I can make out with your accent. I couldn't actually. Okay. So now, why do I know that? Because I spent time all over India. And the beauty of India is in its diversity. Because you will find talent, like he and I are part of a company called Desi Crew. What is Desi Crew's kind of ticket to success? They are in tier 3 cities, opening up basically BPOs, leveraging AI and machine learning. So the cost price, opportunity for people to, like all of you have heard of Sridhar Membu.
Yeah.
He's also there in this book.
Yeah.
So different people have different ethos. Sridhar was always about contributing, giving back. Desi Crew was also, so we as VCs have always tried to support companies which have tried to build the economy, create jobs. So we look for entrepreneurs who are like that. And we also look for entrepreneurs who are a team, because one person cannot do it, right? Anything could happen. You might fall sick. I'm not saying it's just disaster, but anything can happen, right?
Absolutely. So this giving back is the very interesting one story about the person from Rajasthan. And, he says about when he was in that area, he was doing very well in studies, but when he come to IIT, as he said, he's another fish. He was completely clueless, he can't speak a word of English. But he took up as a challenge on him, and he got, 800 out of 800 in one of the examination that he wrote. He said the whole hostel gave him a toast. So they have not looked him down, saying that this guy cannot speak Hindi, he's from small village, but everybody supported him. So this is the culture that we need to learn in terms of wherever you are, right? I think about not looking down on anyone, because this ability about working together is fine. The second is about the giving back part, right? So all of them, is talking about that what are the impact that I'm doing in my life, right? So there is a story about like Professor Satya, and he says that there were a bunch of aerospace people, 14 of them back then, and they all decided us together, the entire class, they will go abroad and learn and all that, to come back to IIT to teach. So this is the oath they're taking, right? So how many of you are in your college will say that I'm going to come back and teach in this college? But he said, I'm the naive person, I'm the only one guy returned. But,
So that's actually not really true, because folks like us also returned. My own
from
batch.
his batch,
My
14,
batch,
yeah.
7 of us came back.
Yeah.
We came back at different times. We also taught at IITs. We've also set up companies. Satya's batch, maybe the only couple who came back. But the point was, you have to be, when I say entrepreneurship, that flame has to be from here. You can obviously learn a few things, okay, at work, but you can't be taught to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It has to ask him.
Correct.
He's also a mentor in NSR Cell,
Yes.
which is one of the leading
Yes.
kind of entrepreneurship cells in
Yeah,
India.
few persons from that, yes.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
sure there are. Dr. Bhagavatullah is also there.
Yes.
Suresh.
Awesome.
So, a lot of so it has to come from somewhere inside.
Yeah.
Let's ask one more question. Who's the other person who wants to be an entrepreneur?
Hmm.
Okay, why? Why?
Because first of all, that's entrepreneurship kicks me like I have a guts like I born for the entrepreneurship like business for things to do, and I am also co-founder of the one of the female fashion accessories brand that is Delhi based brand, and we are focusing on the Pinteresty vibe hair accessories and female accessories, and I also have a one idea for the pitch like I'm here for to meet you and take a guidance from your side regarding my current brand and the one idea that I have.
Okay, so I think it was a very long-winded answer. Usually you should actually be able to articulate. Remember we talked about jam just a minute?
Yes.
In 15 seconds you should say, okay, this is what I want to do. Like if you talk about Vinita, how many of you know Sugar?
Sugar Cosmetics.
Sugar Cosmetics.
Any customers of Sugar? Awesome. Very
Okay, wonderful.
Nice.
So Vinita actually is,
Yes.
Vinita and her husband, both are co-founders. Of course, we don't hear much about Kaushik because he's the guy who's running around doing a lot of the work. And Vinita has become a celebrity on Shark Tank. But they struggled. I mean, yet another lipstick? Think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes a while to build your brand and make it very popular, and you have to actually have the charisma to push it through, right? You're talking about brand building. But the way you articulated stuff, my only input to you would be try to make it very, very precise. Because it has to have a lasting impression, right? If you're actually talking to Naga right now and say, I have this idea, wow, that is cool. That should be basically the impact in 30 seconds, right?
Yes.
So please remember that. It has nothing to do with IIT.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing. The time it takes for you to be successful is long. But the articulation should be very precise. If the articulation is not precise, it's not only time, you'll wander all over.
Cool. Awesome. So this the point on Vinita as well that Sugar is her second venture. The first venture did not go well as she was expecting. So this is what you hear about a lot of this struggle they went through. That is what that we need to start looking at is about every entrepreneur is that it is not easy. So long time it takes, effort it takes, articulation, communication, what do you want to be doing? I may be failing in that one, but you're never giving up. That is the one part I've seen is that there is no fear in any of them. Right? They all struggle. They have no clue what they were doing in college. When they came out also, they have no clue. So one person joined PhD and he was saying that Sergey Brin was next to him in Google. He was doing a PhD there as well. So he dropped his PhD, went on creating a startup. Right?
Yeah. So actually
yes.
that is Anand Rajaram and Hariharan, both IIT Madras guys. Both of them went to Stanford. And Rajaram was actually the classmate of Sergey Brin. And he was much more brilliant, apparently. So Sergey said, like, you come and join me anytime in Google. Interestingly enough, they didn't. They did a company called Jungly. While I was doing my first startup in the Bay Area, these guys did Jungly. It got acquired by Amazon.
Yeah.
And then they went on to form a very cool VC firm called Rocketship.vc. And Rocketship.vc they were always had one focus. They said, we will pick our investments based on data and we'll have our own algorithm. This is even before AI really made it mainstream to do all that, right? So that focus was there.
Yeah.
So there are, in addition to me, there are 2 or 3 other VCs there also,
Yeah,
because
yeah, exactly.
in the book, who are also entrepreneurs.
Yes. And he dropped his PhD, went on to do the Jungly and went back, finished his PhD. So this is all about setting a goal and not leaving it, right? We just give up easily. and say that the word pivot I hear a lot with this generation of entrepreneurs. They'll try for 3 months and then say, "Sir, I'm pivoting." I said, we have to remove the word pivot from your vocabulary. So that's a Unifor story. In the book as well has, my book also has Unifor, that I was the first angel investor. So their IIT Research Park incubator, they were rejected by 25 investors. 25 investors told them that your idea is bad, but they never gave up. That's what when I met Umesh, when Junjunwala asked me to meet him, I said, awesome. When 25 people said you are wrong, you never gave up. Because his problem statement is original, solution is valid. That's it. Don't give up. So I invested today, he's worth $2.5 billion, right? One of the big unicorn. And that's solving very simple India's problem about speech recognition in Indian languages. That's what they've done. So this is about not giving up point. So the other part, when I was going through that, there is one common thread, right? The learning I was kind of looking at is also, they have taken a lot of inputs and the network, leveraging the network, right? A lot of the entrepreneurs have very shy of asking, right? And I saw this Intenshala person, when he launched first, he called the alumni office and said, please send an email to all the alumni. So this fear of not what will happen, should I ask, not ask. So this I see in the youngsters or most of the entrepreneurs. Any inputs, any insight on this?
So I think, Naga, this has changed quite a bit. In our time, we were a little shy because there was a gap, professor, this, who will ask. But with the Center for Innovation, with the entrepreneurship cell in most campuses, I'm talking about 2005 onwards, that shyness has dropped. A lot more experimentation is happening. There's a lot more professors of practice, there's a lot more interactions, there's a lot more alumni. For example, I've started 3 forums. One is the IIT Madras Entrepreneurs Club. It's a massive success because what we did was we started getting all the entrepreneurs together and then we said, you guys solve your own problems.
Yeah.
Same thing when I am advising T-Hub.
Yeah.
We tell the entrepreneurs, you also have to solve. I mean, I don't have all the answers. By talking to each other, you might actually be able to solve something for each other. How do you hire the best person? How do you retain the best person? Because things keep changing, right? What I used to do in the 80s, 90s and 2000 may no longer be valid.
Yes, yes.
But so that vibrant culture has started to happen in India, which I feel very happy.
Correct.
When we started Venturies, there were 3 venture firms. Today we have,
which year was it?
this is 1998.
98.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you have at least 400 VC firms.
Yeah.
The government is also supporting. I mean, yes, the government is being government, it is a little slow. But the fact is, they have changed. 20 years ago, what is startup? They didn't even know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Even now they struggle because I keep telling them, don't put GSTs on startup because it's not very fair.
Yeah.
So that is an ongoing battle between Ms. Sita Raman and all of us. Hopefully you'll win it at some point. But she's become a lot better,
Yeah.
very receptive actually.
So the leverage the network. That's what all these institutions, T-Hub, all these opportunities are available. How we are leveraging the network, that's the takeaway part. We'll start Q&A. Any questions, anyone? Yes, go. Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm a bit nervous, but I'll just do it
good.
anyways.
Awesome, give her a clap. Fantastic. Yes, yes, good.
Please go.
It's fine.
Don't
I'll
be
just do it
nervous.
anyways.
Yeah, we will get the nervous
but
out today.
Don't speak fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because another thing I've noticed, all you folks speak very fast. Then what happens is words jumble up. Clearly do a jam. 45 seconds, come on.
All right. I'm 19 years old and I'm an undergraduate student researcher at CSIR SICRI. It's Central Electrochemical Research Institute, Karakudi, Tamil
Yeah,
Nadu.
awesome.
Yes. So I was one amongst the 5 students who got selected across India. So apparently I was interested in chemical engineering because of drugs and pharmaceuticals. But when I went over there, it's all about electrochemical. I can hear my sound, so it's a bit difficult. So it's all about electrochemical and electrochemistry. So as they say, when you're in Rome, you need to act like a Roman. So I started acting as an electrochemist and I started working on the basic level of electrochemistry, which is green hydrogen production via photoelectrochemical water splitting. And then I started finding ways on how to bridge green hydrogen with pharmaceutical industry. And that's when I realized that no one has ever tried in this way. And as I dived deeper into this, I found out that Bharat Biotech, which gave out Covaxin, it opted for gray hydrogen instead of green hydrogen. And the second loophole was the glassware. Because of lack of efficient glassware, they couldn't give away the Covaxin way quicker. So my first entrepreneurship journey started in the second aspect, which is I had the startup in glassware, and I'm focusing on the first one right now on bridging green hydrogen and pharmaceutical industry.
So everything is still focused on
Photo electrochemical water splitting, and there are various divisions in SICRI. So for the next 3 years, I'll maybe explore many other divisions as well. But it's going to be mostly about green hydrogen.
Okay. So that's good, but it's still not a jam.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
kind of longish. So I would have thought like hydrogen is basically something that is yet to be discovered by the pharma industry.
That's it.
And that's what I would be focused on.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. And I've done this.
Okay, so maybe I should have said nobody has ever done
Yeah. Good. Good.
intervention
awesome.
in
Very
this
nice.
So-
Anyone else? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Hello. 15 seconds jam. Why entrepreneurship? There are two North Stars to impact 8 billion plus lives or to impact the entire planet Earth. That's why I want to do entrepreneurship. Apart from that, I have a question regards to venture capital fund. I think both of you come from in the same field, you have done enormous work in and also invested in as LP and angel investors in startups and venture capital field. So I want to understand that why can't we bet on a person like VY Capital betted on, they bet on Elon Musk, all the companies, and they had great returns, but the media won't talk about that. Why can't, if anyone coming in that space, for an example, I am starting a fund, only betting on one person, starting multiple companies like Elon Musk. So is that would be a great way, or any other funds are doing in that way? VY Capital, like VY Capital is one of the fund that they all bet on Elon Musk companies and they had great returns from Dubai, London and US.
Okay. An angel investor, it's a different kind of thesis. And if you're a fund, it's a different situation. And then the stage. So if it's a very capital intensive kind of a play, which is the first of its kind. So for example, SpaceX or Tesla. Tesla is not a first of its kind, but they were bold plays and they required large capital. And they required that kind of a leader, visionary who's never going to give up. Then you would bet on that person, right? But in the India context, you will not find an Elon Musk. You will not find an Elon Musk because our environment is not conducive towards large capital investment plays. I can't just say suddenly put up. I'll give you an example. There's a company which should have been covered here. We couldn't because of time. How many of you have heard of Aether Energy? So they are also a mentee of mine. Now, normally, if it was the US, you have got a big check immediately. That didn't happen to them. It took a lot of small checks from folks like us because they were an IIT Madras company. They were to get it up to a particular point. Then we had to get them a manufacturing facility to build prototypes. And then they were actually being shown the door by people like TVS, even Hero and Bajaj saying, what is this nonsense? Our thing is good enough. We will do this. You don't know anything. All that happens in India. It's not that easy, right?
Yes.
So here you have to spread your risk and you have to wait. So you won't find an Elon Musk like person happening overnight or being backed. There the state of California gave him a tax break for 5 years. Do you think Nirmala Sitharaman will give tax break? You think Mr. Narendra Modi will give tax break? Even though they're Startup India, they are helping out. But we if you look at it as an economy, 80% of our population is not even saving money, to be honest, if you look at in real terms.
Yeah.
we have to double our per capita GDP to really basically kind of get to the next level. And that is why I think what all you people said, I want to be an entrepreneur because I want to create jobs, is a very, very, very good thing.
Yeah.
But then the government should also support it. And investors should also support it. So there will be many small plays. It won't be one big play like Elon Musk. And then we have to actually not give up, as he said.
Yeah.
As an investor also, I should not give up.
Yes.
Because if I chose Ather, I have to support him. We supported them all the way through. They got Tiger Global, then they got Hero, and now they've gone IPO,
Yes.
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, first one from lab to IPO. That's a great story. Yes. Yes.
Said, and those all are inputs for us. So in the same path, I also wanted to understand what is one advice that you would give to an entrepreneur or who would want to become an entrepreneur. Like I'm in a phase where I'm figuring it out. I haven't figured it out, but I wanted to do something in the market of or in the industry of manufacturing, but I haven't figured it out. So what would be one advice that you would give us?
So actually, I'll answer it in three different ways. Number one, if you've not figured it out, you don't have to figure it out, okay? So there are programs like in T-Hub itself, where we have something called Ideate. Bring some ideas and get feedback, right? They'll give you some idea. The second thing is, don't do it alone.
Yes.
Remember the network effect.
Correct.
It's very important because entrepreneurship is a lonely thing
Yes.
Yeah.
and it's quite stressful.
Correct.
Absolutely.
You have to have your family support. You're giving up a job,
Yes.
you're giving up wages, and you're getting rejected by investors.
Correct.
That's a long journey.
Yes.
If your wife or your partner or your parents or your kids do not support you,
Yeah.
Yes.
it becomes very, very stressful.
True.
So always have an outlet
Okay.
because it keeps you healthy. Because if you're mentally healthy, mentally well, everything else fits in.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if it's taking a little longer, because all these journeys which we have in this book and Naga's book also, I mean, his 161 Mensa, which is all true, we'll give you money. No one's going to do that,
No.
right? Okay, I jumped up and I did a startup.
Yes.
If Usha, my wife, who's also an IITian, who's also basically equally well qualified,
Yes.
had not said, you go do it, that support is important.
Yes. Definitely.
Because I was working 6 days a week, 7 days a week. I never saw my kids. I did it after both my kids were born. Just imagine.
Yes. Understand.
And that too in California. Okay?
Right. Awesome. So with that, thank you very much, everyone. Give a big hand to Doc.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Great audience. I think we learned a lot. Lot of questions. I liked the lot. Very, very interactive. So all the best with whoever want to become an entrepreneur. Pick up the book. Doc is here to sign copies. Yeah.
And all of it actually goes back to IIT Madras to help. No one keeps any money. It's just going back to this girl children
Yeah.
for STEM education.
Awesome.
Okay.
Very nice. Excellent. Great. Yes. Yeah.
So you both have reminded us that behind every successful venture, there's not just a great idea, but a great journey, often with few detours, speed bumps, and maybe a flat tire or two. You've inspired us to think bigger, act bolder, and maybe invest wiser. On behalf of BizList Hyderabad, thank you for leaving us with lessons we will carry long after the lights go out today. Let's give them a big round of applause.
And get his autograph. Go and pick up some books. Yeah.